Welcome to What's Your Story, the YSA 20th Ward podcast. My name is Alexis, and I am your co-host.
And I'm your other co-host, Kennedy.
And today we have Elisa with us. Elisa, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Elisa, and I'm here speaking on the podcast today.
Yeah!
Perfect. So just like our previous episode, we're just going to have a cool, chill conversation, get to know you, and give the ward an opportunity to get to know you as well. We've got some fun questions, but we do have one of the most important questions that we have to ask you first.
Definitely the most important question.
Let's hear it.
Are you ready for it?
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite dinosaur?
My favorite dinosaur would have to be the Triceratops.
Okay. You had that answer very ready to go.
That was the first dinosaur that came to mind.
Nice. So is it your favorite because it's the first, or do you have another reason?
Probably just because it's the first, but also I just think it looks neat.
They do look pretty neat.
3 horns, big frill. It's like the Victorian era if it was a dinosaur.
Oh, I like that comparison.
You know what?
That's kind of fun.
Definitely see a TV show with like Victorian dinosaurs,
Mm-hmm.
and I am all for it. I would watch that show religiously. What are you studying for school? What's your end goal when you're finally, finished?
Yeah, so I'm currently a marketing major right now. I just barely started. I decided this year, 3 months ago, when I got home from my mission, but I started taking college 3 months ago. And I don't know, I've always liked business. I've always liked creativity. I knew I was an independent person. I like to tell people what to do.
Great quality. We need leaders.
And a lot of the jobs that I looked at just said, hey, marketing is a really great major to have if you want to apply. So
nice. So do you have a subset of marketing that you want to do?
So I would love to do event planning, actually.
Nice.
I think it'd be way fun. I really think I would like wedding planning.
That is a big thing in Utah.
They're a big thing in
do
Utah.
Really well.
You would do really well in Utah.
Great.
So yeah, I just think it's a lot of fun, and it involves all the things that I'm looking for in a job. So
Nice.
Awesome. You mentioned that work was busy as well. Where do you work?
So I work at Vision Source in Far West. It is a glasses store, if you guys don't know what it is. And basically, I've been trained in almost everything except a technician. And so I'm currently running my little butt around trying to do lots of jobs because a couple people have left and moved on to other jobs as well, which is awesome. I'm so happy for them. But training is difficult. But yeah, hey, if you guys need glasses, I can hook you up.
Just a little bit of a plug there.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, if
pretty
Vision
great.
Far West is hearing this, it's not sponsored.
Sponsor us.
You're on your mission. Where did you serve?
So I served in the North Dakota Bismarck mission. I left in October of 21, and I got back in the middle of March. So it's been a little bit more than 6 months since I've been home, which is a wild thought.
Yeah.
It's gone by so fast.
That is crazy. I do feel like you just got home.
I know, right?
What was your favorite part of your mission?
I really loved serving in small towns, which isn't for everyone, for sure. But when you're in small towns, you just get to know the people a lot better, and the members are so friendly and so welcoming. Not that the members in bigger cities aren't, but it's a little less personal,
Mm-hmm.
And I just had the amazing opportunity to meet so many great people, and see a lot of people turn their lives around and change. So I'm still in contact with a lot of the people who I taught with on my mission, who I served with, members, and just having those connections really probably was the best thing for me to have.
Awesome.
That's pretty cool. So that was your favorite part.
Mm-hmm.
What was either your least favorite part or maybe the hardest thing for you being out on the mission?
So this answers both, but the Midwestern no was awful.
I'm sorry, what?
So
I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
okay. So you know how the South, everyone's stereotypically incredibly nice.
Mhm.
Imagine that, but like in the Midwest, we're a little more North, a little more Canadian, so they're extra nice. And no one tells you no. And so what they do is they say, oh my gosh, yes, I would absolutely love to have you guys come back. Here's a specific date. Here's a specific time. Here's my number. And then they ghost you.
Oh,
And just like
yikes.
imagine that
So-
happening multiple times a week for the entire period of your mission.
So the Midwestern no, as you called it, right,
Mhm.
is the professional ghosting.
Yep, basically.
Ouch.
hmm So I got to the point like halfway through my mission where I'm like, are you just saying yes to get rid of us? Like, are you just saying yes to be nice?
Wait, did you actually ask them?
Yeah, I did.
I love that. Iconic.
Like, I said it in a little bit nicer way, but a lot of people said yeah, that they weren't actually interested and they just wanted to be nice to us. And I'm like, okay, cool, thanks. Have a great day.
Dang. That's kind of unfortunate.
I was so over it.
Kudos to you for like calling them out on it, because that's hard.
hmm
What are your top 3 wish list or bucket travel destinations?
Oh,
She pulls out her phone.
I have.
She says, you know what? I researched beforehand.
I have a bucket list.
Let me tell ya.
I have had this bucket list for several years.
Okay.
And I have been. It doesn't only include like travel places, but also things I want to do, as a bucket list does. My mom kind of shakes her head, but I would love to go. I really want to go to Europe this year. Well,
Anywhere specific?
next year, Holland.
Oh, yeah.
This is where my family's from.
Yeah. Those that don't know, Elisa is mine and Lexi's cousin.
Yep.
So
There's no nepotism going on here.
Not at all.
definitely not.
No.
Nope.
My grandma immigrated from Holland when she was 4, and I'd love to go and get to know the family heritage, because I know nothing, and I wish I learned how to speak Dutch, but I did not.
Yeah,
I'm learning German instead.
So
Going back to those Dutch roots.
hmm But I really want to go to Iceland this year, because next year, 2024, is supposedly the peak of solar activity. So if you really want to see the Northern Lights, next year is the year to do it. So,
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna just start a bucket list real quick.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
write it
And,
down.
Iceland's
hmm
number 1.
Oh, really?
yeah.
Why Iceland?
Well, I've heard that next year, like 2024,
Mhm.
okay.
is
yeah.
a really, really good year for solar activity.
You know, I've heard that too.
So yeah, if you guys want to like come with me, we
I'm
could
so
all
down.
go see the Northern Lights.
So if you're listening to this podcast,
You wanna go.
2024,
Winter activity, Bishop?
question mark?
Question mark? You
It's,
know,
I hear really good year. For
Really good year for
solar
solar
activity. It's gonna be great.
yeah. No, I want to go over the place. Like, I want to visit London. I really want to visit Greece, like the Mediterranean, because it's gorgeous. Like Hong Kong is really cool. Turkey. One of my teachers just ranted and raved about how amazing Turkey, especially Istanbul, is. He's
Really?
like, you have to go. If you go anywhere in the world, you have to go here. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna add it to my list then.
You're like, all
Alright,
right.
you don't have to tell me twice.
So, yeah. The only thing that stops me from traveling the world is the fact that I only know English.
I thought it was gonna be money.
That too.
I was like,
but
money's
that
my
I can
reason.
work around.
She's keeping secrets from us. Apparently, she's got the moolah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Because
My
it's just English. That's her problem.
English is-
okay, but like my greatest fear is, what if I go somewhere like Japan and I get lost in my group and I can't speak with anyone? How on earth am I supposed to like find my way back?
Google Translate.
Well,
She has no response.
I have no response.
So,
Majority of other countries teach English pretty heavily.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. America needs to step it up.
they do.
Okay, America, if you're listening to the podcast,
For the Americans listening.
step it up.
To the President of the United States,
Yes.
put in a policy.
Sponsored by the United States of America.
Anywhere, if you
Yeah.
had the funds, the language,
Mm-hmm.
there would be nothing to keep you coming back here. Basically, you would just travel hop, or would you always come back, recoup, and then travel again?
A little bit of both, I think. 'Cause, you know, after a while of going, you're just like, you're exhausted, you're wiped, and you don't really enjoy where you're at. So I think it's really important to take a break, have a little bit of rest, rejuvenate before going on to the next big thing in order to really enjoy it to its fullest.
Mhm.
But I have also heard of this cruise that lasts a year and just travels the world, and it costs
my
like
gosh.
$50,000.
I don't know that I could do that.
I don't know. I might be able to.
I don't know that I could do that. I think I would get so homesick.
A year is a long time.
Yeah, but you literally travel the world.
Yeah,
Like, everywhere.
But my cat
How
would be so
would
sad.
you, like, travel to, like, a state in the middle of a landlocked area?
Well, you don't.
And that's not everywhere.
Well, I'm sorry. There are other countries outside of of this country, Lexi.
Yeah, Lexi.
Okay, what about, like, Africa? There's tons of different
That's true.
sections of that, and you can't explore everything via cruise ship. Unless you're, like, sprinting really fast. You're like,
Just
I can't see it all.
tie lots of balloons to the cruise ship and travel up style.
Okay.
I like it.
Ocean Edition.
Ooh.
That's good.
Horror movie? Sorry, that's immediately where my brain
be
goes.
horror.
Hey,
All right,
Up is-
Pixar, if you're listening.
no, Up is kind of a horror movie.
It kind of is. You're right.
If you think about it, it's a little bit of a
terrifying.
horror movie.
What's the guy on the blimp who has all the dogs? What is
I
his
have
name?
no idea.
I don't remember his name, but he's the villain.
I have
I know.
not seen
I
that
would
in
love
years.
to have a little more backstory on him.
Yeah, that would be really interesting.
Very interesting.
Also, why did he spend like his entire life just training dogs to speak? That makes no sense.
Because
He was really lonely.
he was really lonely. What do
Mhm.
you do to kind of recoup and relax? What are your go-tos?
Well, outside of being on my phone, because that's what everyone does, I really like to read. On my mission, I got into like embroidery for a bit.
Ooh.
I haven't done it since I came home though, so I don't know how like solid of a hobby it is, but I enjoy doing it and I like making pretty things. I don't know. One thing that I've started getting really into is costume making. Yeah.
Fun.
It's been something that I've been interested in for a really long time, but now that I'm an adult and have
Adult money?
adult money,
You can do what you want.
I can do whatever
Adult
I
money is
want.
dangerous money.
It's so much fun though.
What have you made so far?
So far I've only started doing it those last couple months. So it's been like Halloween exclusive, basically.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. The biggest thing is it was a gala that I went to, and it was like horror themed, as Halloween galas are. And so I made like a queen bee costume, and it looked really cool. I made like facial prosthetics out of liquid latex that had like a honeycomb because, you know, trypophobia, people are afraid of moles. That's like
And Queen
horror.
Bees.
Yeah, and insects. People hate
Mhm.
insects. And I got these really fun gloves and dyed the tips of the fingers so it was black, and then I attached these really long black nails to it. And I just really leaned into gothic horror, and it was a lot of fun.
Can confirm it looked really cool.
Yes, I was gonna say I have also seen the costume. Mwah! Work of art.
Yeah, but like
Gorgeous.
colored contacts, that really freaked people out.
Yeah.
That was fun.
So what? You've got a bucket list, right? Do you have a bucket list for your next costume that you want to work on?
Not like specifically. I do really want. I love fancy ball gowns.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's nothing more fun than just dressing up really nice, completely unnecessarily. You paused. What do you want to say?
My brain went all the way back to the beginning of our conversation.
Uh-huh.
You should go as a Victorian Triceratops. Just saying.
Please.
That would be
please,
so interesting.
Please.
Okay,
That
but
would be amazing.
legit, one of the things that I really want to make myself is a red lace ball gown. So just throw in a little tweaks, make it Victorian, you know?
And
Structured
just
corset.
strap some horns to your head.
Exactly.
You
you're a
said
Triceratops.
horns and frills. Think of those like huge cones that they used to wear
You're
Victorian
so
style.
right.
The giant collars.
Yeah, they like huge collars.
You could have a really tall white powdered wig and stick
Mhm.
the horns in that.
Be a Marie Antoinette Triceratops.
Yes! Let them eat cake, and you're like goring everybody. It'd be great. It'd be beautiful.
That would be fantastic.
That will be my next Halloween costume.
I'm
I've got
holding
years
you
to
to
prepare.
I'm holding you to that.
Oh no.
Tune in 2024. I hear the solar activity is going to be great, and a high chance of Victorian Triceratops.
Keep it imagine the photo shoot.
Okay. girl,
Iconic.
I am picturing it nonstop right now. It would be amazing.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really plan that far ahead in advance. I just know that I want to get better at where I'm at now. Because I'm not a beginner, but I'm not advanced either. I'm in this weird in-between stage.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I just look at it and think, I can do that, and then I do it. But it's like really, really messed up. But it like somehow works.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of problems in the baking.
Nothing wrong with that. As long as you enjoy it and you have fun and you're having a great time, boom, you got a new hobby.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That I have so many hobbies because my interests go all over the place.
I like that's okay. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you get bored of one, you just move on to the next.
Exactly.
You get bored of that one, you move on to the next.
Mm-hmm.
You just do a circle.
Exactly.
That's my life.
Mm-hmm.
Lexi is a circle.
I am a circle. Watch me roll.
They see me rolling.
Copyright. We're getting copyright.
Hey,
no,
it's like 10 seconds or less.
Yeah,
sponsored.
We're underneath the cut time.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Never mind.
If you had all the time in the world, but you could only dedicate yourself to one thing, what would you dedicate yourself to?
That is a mean question.
Yeah.
I'm not even the one answering it, and I'm like upset on Elisa's behalf.
Clueless.
So
that requires a lot of thinking. If I could only do one thing, but I have an infinite amount of time to do it, what would I do? I don't know. Probably something with like the art, something really physical, maybe like clay sculpting or something.
Ooh,
just because that like takes a lot of time and it's really rewarding.
Very
to like
detailed stuff.
Yeah, because you could go as detailed as you want, and then like eventually when you get super practiced at it, like it's not limited. Like your skills can increase indefinitely.
Mm-hmm.
So
have either of you read the Aragon series?
I think I started reading the first book, got to the second in junior high, got bored, stopped it.
Okay, that makes me really sad.
I have only read the first because the other books weren't out when I was reading them.
Sad. Okay, my point was with that. I think it's the third one. Aragon, who's the main character. I'm gonna try not to spoil anything, but I apologize if something gets spoiled. He meets up with the elves, and there's an elf who like has dedicated her life to sword making. And so she literally spends like centuries crafting a single sword. And so like my answer would for your question, if I were the one answering, which I'm not, but now I am, would probably be something like bladesmithing or like metalsmithing.
That's so cool.
Just because like the process is so drawn out, and there's like multiple processes in the one process.
I didn't mean to launch such a aggressive question at you. It just popped into my mind, and my first thought was my mom, who has always said that if she had all the time in the world, she would love to learn to play the harp. For her, that is her go-to, her ultimate dream. But I think it's... Sorry, what were you going to say?
I was going to flip the question on its head and ask you, what would you do?
You are the only one who hasn't answered.
Ooh, that
pressure's
is
on.
True.
The pressure is
I mean, I agree with the same sentiments that have already been said. Picking something in the creative, artistic realm. I think for me, I would love to be able to just really bring paintings to life. Like to be able to just take something that's like goopy and then make people believe that like it's a real thing. I've seen some paintings where it looks like they're like coming out of the portrait, and I know how it's done, but at the same time my mind just gets completely befuddled. I'm like, I know that's fake, but
it's really freaking difficult to do.
It looks so real.
Yeah, that would not be my choice because I think I would get so frustrated. But I would probably like break all of the canvases.
Rage quit.
I do not have enough patience for that.
Unlimited amount of time to do that. I would eventually get close. I don't know if I'd ever be able to do it, but I'd get close.
You get close.
I'd get close.
I don't think anyone can do anything if they invest enough time in it.
Good point. Sure. Words of wisdom from Elisa.
I think it's interesting that, like, my mother and Elisa and Kennedy, like, even myself, everything that we've chosen is very creative. And again, maybe this is just because it's just the three of us. 4 if you include my mother, and we're all family and related.
Mm-hmm.
But very interesting that it's all creative aspects.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's, again, could be wrong, but I think inherently as spiritual individuals, everyone is inherently creative on some level, which I just think is cool.
Yeah.
I also think like almost all activities are inherently creative, just in different ways. Because you think about like the sciences, like you wouldn't, like your first thought wouldn't be like, oh, chemistry, like that's creative. But the things that chemists have done and the like work that they've put in
Super creative.
is so creative. Like you would never think that like a bacteria could become an antibiotic. I totally agree that like inherently everyone is creative, and you just kind of have to find your creative avenue and work on it.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and I just love seeing how everything gets tied together, because we live in a very interconnected world. Like nothing is ever as black and white as it seems. And so, say if I wanted to learn clay sculpting or like sculpting in general, well, that does involve the sciences. You need to learn, if you want to do a person, you need to learn anatomy. You need to learn, you know, the certain chemistry, the pliability of the clay, and how to fire it. You know, it involves a lot of these different things. And I think it's, I don't know, I just think that's one of my favorite things about the world, is how everything is connected. And you can't learn only one skill without learning several others.
And every job is important.
Yes.
And every person is important.
But I would hate to do accounting for the rest of my life.
Yeah, no thank you.
We're going to put Elisa in a room. It's an empty, large, spacious room. She has nothing at her disposal other than just her fists. And every minute, a new kindergartner is released into the room. How many kindergartners do you think you could take down?
Not many.
Before they tackle you.
Not many.
And
do you know how strong a kindergartner is? They're like little monkeys.
They are.
They climb on you. They are so strong. And I am not that strong of a person. Like, I go to the gym occasionally, okay? Like, I am not consistent at all. I would say maybe 10 minutes.
Okay.
If a new kindergartner is released every minute, maybe I can, like, knock a couple out. But after a while, it's just, nah. They're hard to knock out, too.
That's true. They just keep getting back up.
Yeah.
What if, this is maybe, people might be upset by this comment. What if you grabbed one by the ankles and
I have thought about it. I thought about that.
Because, like,
spin me right round,
baby, right round.
You only get 2 more seconds. Careful.
Oh, no, I stopped.
Okay,
I'm good.
Okay.
We're good.
You could maybe take out, like,
that's true.
Quite a few.
Yeah.
Do you think that if you did that, would you last longer than 10 minutes? Or do you think you'd still stay at the 10-minute mark?
I might last a little bit longer because, like, you knock them down. But they have to be, like, near you in order for that to work out. And I don't know if I want them to get that close, you know?
They do have cooties and germs.
Oh, yeah.
And boogers.
That's so true. Okay, I have another random question.
Okay.
That does not involve fighting small children. What is your least favorite kind of bread?
My least favorite kind of bread?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Because, like, everyone always asks, like, your favorite type of bread, and that's too easy of a question.
I love bread so
Because 90%
much.
of people are going to say sourdough.
I love sourdough.
Right?
It's so good.
But least favorite.
Least favorite?
Like, if you had a pantry full of bread, what is the last thing you would
What's the one that's going to go moldy before
stale.
you eat it?
I hate stale.
That's
like,
not a type
dry,
of bread.
crusty bread.
That is not a type of bread.
Absolutely is.
My
No,
hun, that was dumb.
To all bread, if you leave it alone long enough, will eventually go.
I will eat it faster.
Okay. I'm talking like rye, whole grain.
I love whole grain.
Like croissant.
I love croissant.
A baguette.
I love baguettes. I love all bread. Really, this is no joke, okay? I live in a gluten-free only household. I do not get bread that often, okay?
You think my question was bad? She's got trauma in her eyes.
She does have trauma in her eyes.
Oh, gosh. It's so good. I don't know. I mean, I don't think I like honey wheat. Okay. I just think it tastes weird, but I love multigrain. I think that's just like the best grain, like the best bread ever. I grew up eating it, so people are like, that's really weird. I'm like, no, bro, white bread sticks to your teeth. It sucks.
It does.
It doesn't even taste like it. It has this weird, like, artificial, like, preservative.
White bread, fake bread.
Yeah. Like, there's good white bread out there. I just hate store-bought white bread. I'd rather make it myself. But I'm not that good at making it because I haven't really... It's not like anyone else in the house can eat it.
That's true. And then it would go stale.
And then it
Which
would
is
go
your
moldy.
least favorite type of bread.
Would you pick mountains over the ocean?
Yes.
How do you feel about the ocean?
I think it's...
Therapy session?
Yes. We need to address your concerns about
My
the
just
ocean.
concerns... I think it's really cool. I'd rather be on top of it than under it.
Okay.
I like being in a boat. I don't like swimming in the ocean where there is nothing around me. I find that terrifying.
Yep. Valid answer.
So...
I also have that same fear.
I like sea doing, like being on a jet ski. I think that's way fun.
Are you okay with lakes? Or is it like specifically the
No,
ocean?
actually, no, I just don't like not being able to see my feet or touch the ground.
That's called thalassophobia.
Either we all have the same phobia, or we're all related. One of the two.
It's called thalassophobia.
I thought thalassophobia was more of the fear of like the animals or like the big
it's
critters.
just the fear of like
Deep water.
deep open water.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Even when I'm in life
jacket?
Life jacket, thank you. I was thinking lifeguard. I'm like, that's wrong.
Lifeguard, hold me. Keep me safe.
Depends. Is he cute? Because have you ever done like an iFly kind of thing?
I did it once several years ago. And it was okay. Like, just felt like you're being blown by wind. It does not hold a candle to actual skydiving. That is way more fun.
You've been skydiving?
I have.
Why?
Sorry, because it's
That
so
sounded
fun.
really impressive.
It's so fun.
I just don't know why you would jump out of an
It is
airplane that is not currently
amazing.
falling through the air or on fire.
Okay, but you are attached to a professional. You do none of the hard work.
This is why
You are there for only the joy of it. You do nothing hard.
I don't think that would bring me joy.
It brought me so much joy.
She has the biggest grin on her face.
She
right
does.
now.
It's
I
true.
don't know if it was the joy of jumping out the plane or the fact that she was like, you know what, you're strapped to a professional. She did try and say lifeguard instead of life jacket.
Mm. So, Elisa, how's your love life? Some things we talk about off the podcast.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, no, it's after you land though, there is such an incredible feeling of calm that you experience that I did not expect. So, and it wasn't just me. I went skydiving with a friend, and she also experienced that too. And I'm like, that's really neat. So I got stuck in a traffic jam and did not get mad.
I kind of feel like that's the point when your body goes, I think I'm gonna die. I haven't died. I need to reevaluate my life. And that's why you're so calm.
Like your body experiences a crash of emotions afterwards, because like you're not on that heightened
you should have died.
Well, no, you're not in that heightened sense of
Yes.
awareness.
What I'm hearing is the baby footsteps of a beginner adrenaline junkie.
Listen, I have ADHD, okay? I've always been an adrenaline junkie.
She lives for the thrill.
Why do you think I get bored so easily?
That's why she has hobby after hobby after hobby after hobby after hobby. All right, Elisa, for our last question, do you think that your 15-year-old self would think that you're cool?
Yes, I do think so.
Love the self-confidence.
I've done a lot of really cool things, and I'm doing a lot of really cool things.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. So
That's pretty solid.
That was very short and sweet and.
I've traveled to places that I wanted to, and I'm doing hobbies that I wanted to that I couldn't before then. So
Take that bucket list.
Yeah, bucket list.
And I actually have a life plan, so that's more than what I had at that time.
Oh, how do you get one of those?
A lot
Hang on
of
a
thinking.
second.
I'm not 15, but I think you're really cool.
Ditto.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, and thank you for being on our podcast.
I had
and
fun.
getting to chat. This was fun.
Yeah. I gotta skedaddle after this to run to a play.
Oh, have fun skedaddling.
Thank you.
Do you have a designated skedaddle noise? And on that note,
ASMR for you guys.
yeah, we're gonna stop before we get into more ASMR because that's gross. All right, our next guest. The fun fact that we have for you is
This person is an aspiring chef.
ooh.
Put your guesses down below and tune in next time to see if you are correct.